Paramashivoham. Om Nithyananda 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 Paramashivoham. Sit as Paramashiva. Inhale and exhale deeply with 25 heads and 75 eyes and 50 hands. Visualize, meditate, connect with him. He is a living, alive being. Drop your form into his form and dissolve. Remember, you are a Sarupya Mukta, means your form is dissolved into his form. All my disciples, now I am initiating Salokya Mukti, Samipya Mukti, Sarupya Mukti, Sayujya Mukti. Om Nithyananda Paramashivoham. 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 Om Nithyananda
श्री कैलासोन्नत द्वादशांत श्यामला पीठारूढ़ श्री मीनाक्षी सुंदरेश्वरा भिन्न स्वरूप परशिव पुत्र रत्न कुमार गुरुमन्य तुल्यावतार श्री पार्वती समान लब्ध दिव्य ज्ञान विश्रुत सकल निगमागम सारभूत द्राविड वेद प्रवर्तक श्रीमन् परमशिव करुणा समधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरश्रयान गीयमान छत्र चामर श्री चिन्ह काहलादि समस्त बिरदावल्यलंकृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संघ सत्योजात निर्वाण दीक्षा व्यापवर्ग जीभूत परमत कल भेद केशरी शैव सिद्धांत स्थापनाचार्य श्री राजाधिराज ಶ್ರವಣ ಶಾಕ್ಯಾತಿ ಮಹಾಂತಕಾರ ನಿರ್ವಾಣ ಜ್ಞಾನಬಾಣು ವೀಕ್ಷಣಾನರ್ಹಾರ್ಹ ಧ್ವಜೋಚೇತನ ಪೂರ್ವಕ ಋಷಭಧ್ವಜಸ್ಥಾಪಕ ಶೈವ ಸಮಯ ಕರ್ತೃ ಸರ್ವಜ್ಞ ಪೀಠಾರೂಢ ಶ್ರೀ ಜಗದ್ಗುರು ಶ್ರೀ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಂಬಂಧ ದೇಸಿಗ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ವಾಗೀಶ ಸುಂದರ ಮಾಣಿಕ್ಯ ವಾಚಕ ಸ್ವಾಮಿನ ಅವತಾರ ಭೂತ ಶ್ರೀ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಂಬಂಧ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಪುನರುದ್ಧೃತ ಶ್ಯಾಮಲಾಪೀಠ ಮಹಾಸಂಸ್ಥಾನ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಾಮ್ರಾಜ್ಯ ಶಾಸಕ ಸರ್ವಜ್ಞ ಪೀಠಾರೂಢ ತೃಣವದ್ಯುತ್ತರ ವಶದತಮ ಗುರು ಮಹಾಸನ್ನಿಧಾನ ಮಹಾನಿರ್ವಾಣಿ ಪೀಠಸ್ಯ ಅಷ್ಟೋತ್ತರ ಸಹಸ್ರ ಶ್ರೀ ಮಹಾಮಂಡಲೇಶ್ವರ ಅಟಲ ಪೀಠಸ್ಯ ಅಷ್ಟೋತ್ತರ ಸಹಸ್ರತಮ ಶ್ರೀ ಅಟಲ ಪೀಠಾಧೀಶ್ವರ ಶ್ರೀಮದ್ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ಪರಿವ್ರಾಜಕಾಚಾರ್ಯವರ್ಯ ಸಚ್ಚಿದಾನಂದ ಪ್ರಣವ ಸ್ವರೂಪ ಶ್ರೋತ್ರಿಯ ಬ್ರಹ್ಮನಿಷ್ಠ ನಿತ್ಯೋತ್ಸವ ನಿತ್ಯ ಮಂಗಲ ನಿತ್ಯ ಕಲ್ಯಾಣ ನಿತ್ಯ ರಚಿತ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಪೀಠ ಮಹಾಸಂಸ್ಥಾನ ಮಹಾಸಿಂಹಾಸನ ಪೀಠ ಕರ್ತೃ ಜಗದ್ಗುರು ಭಗವಾನ್ ಶ್ರೀನ ಶ್ರೀ ಪರಮಹಂಸ ನಿತ್ಯಾನಂದ ಶ್ರೀ ಜ್ಞಾನ ಸಂಬಂಧ ದೇಸಿಕ ಪರಮಾಚಾರ್ಯ ಸ್ವಾಮಿ ಪರಾತ್ ಪರಾತ್ ಪರಾತ್. ರಾಜಾದಿರಾಜಾಯ
Nithyananda, welcome to KAILASA's Avani Tiruvila Brahmotsavam. The Avani Tiruvila of KAILASA is a grand celebration of the cosmic play in divine sovereignty, a living reawakening of the miraculous Leelas through which Paramashiva as Sri Somasundareshwara anchored enlightenment onto the planet Earth. It honors a timeless era when the superconsciousness transcended conventional rules and physical laws of the universe to shower boundless grace and unconditional love upon every living being. Through these 64 sacred happenings, Madurai was transformed into the ultimate living playground of the divine, establishing an unbroken lineage of spiritual awakening and cultural heritage. This sacred festival forms an eternal bridge between the golden age of the KAILASA and the Shyamalapita Sarvajñapita of the Madurai Samrajyam and our contemporary realm. At its core, it commemorates the divine coronation, the Sri Somasundareshwara Pattabhishekam, where administrative sovereignty and cosmic authority are handed over to Bhagavan Somasundareshwara himself to rule over the entire universe. We also honor the 293rd in this grand lineage, the Guru Mahasannidhanam of KAILASA and the Shyamalapita, the supreme pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva. He is the direct embodiment of Sri Somasundareshwara Paramashiva. By reviving this ancient spiritual kingdom originally established by Devi Meenakshi and Sri Somasundareshwara Swami themselves, The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism is spearheading a monumental global revival of Sanatana Hindu Dharma and re-establishing the living enlightenment ecosystem through the restoration of the KAILASA Shamala Pita Sarvagnapita. Today, in Kailasa's temples around the world, we celebrate the miraculous reawakening of the Nariki Mukti Koduttanilai, where we celebrate that Paramashiva himself graces in a divine Leela of Madurai. A crane lived in a pond south of Madurai. When the pond all dried up, it relocated to another pond where sages used to bathe. Believing it would be a sin, the crane refrained from eating the fish that splashed onto the sages. Listening to the sages converse about Madurai, the crane traveled there and bathed in the golden lotus tank, worshipped the Lord and attained the salvation. The crane also requested a boon from the Lord that no aquatic creature should exist in the lotus tank, ensuring that no birds would be tempted to eat the fishes or other aquatic creatures and commit sins. The Lord granted this boon, and to this day, no aquatic animal life is found in the tank. We will now offer puja, where we mirror the neurological activity of the higher vertical time zone. Today, let us gain access, offer our deepest gratitude, and worship the deities of Sri Nithyanandeshwari Paramashiva Shakti Meenakshi Ambika, Sameta Sri Nithyanandeshwara Paramashiva Somasundareshwara Swami, and the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, and his deities in Kailasa's temples around the world.
ॐ सहस्रदलपङ्कजे सकलशीतरश्मिप्रभं वराभयकराम्बुजं विमलगन्धपुष्पाम्बरं प्रसन्नवदनेक्षणं सकलदेवतारूपिणं स्मरेच्छिरसि हंस तदभिमानपूर्वं गुरुम् ॐ जीवन्मुक्तिपुरीशाय श्रीकण्ठाय नमोऽस्तु ते नमो हालास्यनाथाय शङ्कराय नमो नमः श्रीमत्सुन्दरनाथस्य देवीं शफरलोचनां कलये हृदये नित्यं कदम्बवनवासिनीम् अथ धूपः ॐ दशाङ्गं गुग्गुलोपेतं सुगन्धं च सुमनोहरम् आघ्रेजः सर्वदेवानां धूपोऽयं प्रतिगृह्यताम् श्रीसर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्रीनित्यानन्दपरमशिवाय नमः श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मीनाक्षी अंबिका समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामिने नमः धूपमाघ्रापयामि अथ दीपः ॐ साज्यं त्रिवर्ति संयुक्तं वह्निना योजितं मया ग्रहाणमङ्गलं दीपं त्रैलोक्यतिमिरापहम् श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मीनाक्षी अंबिका समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामिने नमः दीपं संदर्शयामि अथ नैवेद्यम् ॐ अमृते अमृतोद्भवे अमृतवर्षिणीम् अमृतं श्रावय श्रावय स्वाहा श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मीनाक्षी अंबिका समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामिने नमः नैवेद्यं निवेदयामि नैवेद्यानन्तरमाचमनं समर्पयामि नीराजनम् ॐ साङ्ग्रहण्येष्ट्यायजते इमां जनतां सङ्गृह्णानीति द्वादशारत्नीरशना भवति द्वादशमासा संवत्सरः संवत्सरमेवावरुन्धे पौंची भवति पूर्वैमुञ्जाः ऊर्जमेवावरुन्धे चित्रानक्षत्रं भवति चित्रं वा एतत्कर्म कर्पूरगौरं करुणावतारं संसारसारं भुजगेन्द्रहारं सदा वसन्तं हृदयारविन्दे भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि भवं भवानी सहितं नमामि। श्री सर्वदेवदेवी स्वरूपाय भगवते श्री नित्यानंद परमशिवाय नमः। श्री नित्यानंदेश्वरी परमशिव शक्ति मीनाक्षियंबिका समेत श्री नित्यानंदेश्वर परमशिव सोमसुंदरेश्वर स्वामिने नमः। कर्पूर नीराजनं संदर्शयामि रक्षां धारयामि। शोणाद्रीशावताराय ज्योतिस्तंभस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। तत्त्वज्ञानप्रदाताय नित्यानन्देश्वररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। मूलप्रकृतिरूपाय परमशिवशक्तिस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। दण्डत्रिशूलहस्ताय कालकालस्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। आदिपूज्याय देवाय सकृत्पूर्णत्वरूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। सर्वाभयविनाशकाय शत्रुसंहाररूपिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। योगपट्टाभिषिक्ताय राजसन्न्यासधारिणे श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। सार्वभौमैकपत्याय राजराजार्चिताय च श्रीकैलासप्रधानाय नित्यानन्दाय मङ्गलम्। मङ्गलं कल्पवृक्षाय मङ्गलं ज्ञानदायिने परमशिवाय श्रीनित्यानन्देश्वराय मङ्गलम्। मङ्गलं श्रीविद्याम्बायै मङ्गलं कामदायिन्यै सर्वमङ्गलदात्री नित्यानन्देश्वर्यै मङ्गलम्। मङ्गलं गुरुदेवाय मोक्षमूलाय मङ्गलम्। परमावताराय नित्यानन्दाय गुरवे मङ्गलम्। हरिः ॐ तत्सत्। सर्वं भगवत् श्रीनित्यानन्द परमशिवपादुकार्पणमस्तु। ॐ नित्यानन्दम्।
Nithyanandam. We welcome all the devotees and viewers here with us today for the darshan with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva. As we are all enjoying and experiencing this divine darshan with the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism, let us take a few minutes to call and invite all our friends and family for today's darshan. Since 2006, before social media became a trend, the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism spearheaded simple enriching through digital platforms to reach the international audience. The Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism has established 11.5 thousand plus digital media assets in over 108 languages and 150 plus regions around the world. Today, we will first be looking at the YouTube platform. So all of us can open YouTube, head over to KAILASA's SPH Nithyananda, the YouTube channel. Make sure to subscribe and click on the bell icon if you have not already to stay up to date to all of the news and information from KAILASA. Once you have opened the YouTube channel and subscribed, make sure to open the live video next where you will see the darshan going on. You can make sure to comment all your prayer requests, all the boon requests that you want to receive directly from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. You can post those in the chat section of the YouTube live video that is going on. And also you can make sure to share this video, share the YouTube live link with all your friends and family on WhatsApp and all the other platforms, and make sure to like the video.
The next platform we have is Instagram. All of us can head over to Instagram and search for KAILASA's SPH Nithyananda. This is the official page of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Make sure to follow the page and then click on the profile icon, which will take you to the live of the darshan, which is happening right now, where you can like the video and then in the comment section post your prayer requests, your questions, and offer your gratitude at the lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
The next platform we are going to be looking at is X, formerly Twitter. All of us can open X and head over to KAILASA's SPH Nithyananda Paramashivam, or also you can search for Shri Nithyananda in the X platform and click on the official platform of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. You can make sure to follow if you're not already following, and open the topmost pinned post in the X, which is the live that is going on right now. Make sure to like and share it with all your friends and family, and post your comments and your prayer requests to the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism in the comment section, and use the hashtag #AskTheAvatar to post your prayer requests to receive the direct blessings from the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
The next platform we have is Facebook. All of us can head over to Facebook and search for KAILASA's SPH JGM Nithyananda Paramashivam. This is the official page of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism. Make sure to follow and like the page. And as you scroll a bit down, you would see the live happening, where you can like the live video and share the live video with all of the Facebook pages and groups that are part of. So it notifies and is shared with all of your complete social circles. And then in the comment section, you can post your prayer requests, offer your gratitude at the lotus feet of the Supreme Pontiff of Hinduism.
Next, we will be entering into the KAILASA's parliamentary voting segment. Before we entering into the segment, let us take a few minutes to watch the introduction to today's voting topic.
Addiction is not only dependence on a substance, it is the gradual loss of freedom over our own thoughts, behaviors, and choices. Across the world, hundreds of millions are affected by drug use, while many struggling with addiction never receive adequate treatment or support. Beyond substances, compulsive patterns can also damage health, relationships, careers, and inner stability. The SPH Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam offers powerful spiritual tools for reclaiming conscious control over life. Through the science of completion, individuals learn to identify and complete unresolved patterns that continue to drive compulsive behavior. Through unclutching, the SPH teaches how to disengage from repetitive thought currents and consciously create a new way of living. These teachings are already accessible globally through Satsangs, Nithyanandapedia, online programs, and KAILASA's digital platforms. Freedom from addiction begins when human beings rediscover their power to live consciously, beyond compulsion, beyond shame, and with dignity, awareness, and responsibility.
Addictions can gradually take away a person's freedom over their body, mind, relationships, and choices. Global drug use continues to rise. United Nations Organization for Drug Control estimates 331 million people using drugs in 2024, while treatment reached only a small population of people living with drug use disorders. The supreme point of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashivam, teaches that compulsive thought currents and compulsive behavior patterns can be addressed through completion and spiritual techniques. These teachings are accessible globally through Kailasa's platforms and provide spiritual support that can complete the the can complete and also complement the professional addiction care. The question today for all the Chitsabha members of parliament is what policy should guide Kailasa's approach to preventing addiction and supporting recovery? The options are establish a dignity first, non shaming approach towards people facing addiction. Option 2, make completion and unclutching based spiritual education as a core recovery support principle. Option 3 is prioritize early education on recognizing and breaking compulsive patterns. Option 4, integrate spiritual support alongside appropriate professional addiction treatment when required. We encourage and request all the members of the Chitsabha Parliament to head over to kailasa.org/Hindu-votes to cast your vote for the today's topic.
Next is for all the Rajya Sabha members of parliament. The question is, how should Kailasa practically help people overcome addiction and compulsive patterns? The options are 1. Launch digital awareness campaigns on addiction, conscious living, and seeking support. Option 2. Conduct regular online completion and unclutching sessions focused on breaking compulsive patterns. Option 3. Reach rehabilitation centers, recovery communities, and families with relevant spiritual resources. And option 4. Train volunteers to offer non judgmental listening, spiritual guidance, and connections to appropriate professional support. All the Rajya Sabha members of parliament can head over to kailasa.org/Hindu-votes to cast your votes for today's topic. With this, let us continue to experience the divine darshan with the supreme point of Hinduism, Bhagavan Sri Nithyananda Paramashiva. Thank you, Nithyananda.
manifestation of Paramashivas. Sada Nrittamurti, Natarajamurti, Chandadandavamurti, Prarthanamurti, Gauri Dandavamurti, Sandhya Nrittamurti, Bhujangatrasamurti, Bhujangalalitamurti. I bless you all with Paramatvaita. All the Paramashiva Sena program participants from Tiruvannamalai, Inibisa, Bangalore, Adi KAILASA, Chit Sabha members and Rajya Sabha members, Kailasavasis, and all the e-citizens, viewers, visitors for joining with us through the internet and internet. I welcome each and every one of you with my love and blessings. Today, I initiate all the PSS participants into perpetual completion with root pattern. Anything which you have other than Samadhi is pain pattern. Sit and complete, rewrite, rewrite. Whoever believes they have pain and the world has pain, do the samskara dahana kriya of deleting, completing and rewriting, recreating. So complete, delete, rewrite, recreate for next 48 days. So Paramashiva's direct message from KAILASA: enlightenment is not the end of your struggles, it is the end of struggler. Listen, enlightenment is not the end of your struggles, but it is end of the struggler. The missing piece of the puzzle of human life is not that you have not found what you want. It is that you have not yet discovered who is wanting. Listen. You can transform your whole life within one day, 24 hours. Just if you use your emotions, whatever powers you have, your emotions to identify who is wanting. Listen. Look honestly at your own life. From morning, you are searching for money, for recognition, for the right relationship, for security, for respect, for somebody who will finally understand you. And after all this searching, you become exhausted and you ask, why am I still not fulfilled? The question is, listen, that question, that why am I still not fulfilled, is the true beginning of spirituality. Not because you have become religious, not because you have bought 5 books on enlightenment and placed them respectfully on your shelf so they can become enlightened while you remain exactly the same. I have seen people buying my Gita books and asking me to autograph. I also autograph and send my commentaries on Gita, Bhagavad Gita, and I also autograph and send when they ask. They keep it in the puja room. Sometimes after 3 years, 4 years, when I go to their house for Pada Puja or accepting Bhiksha, when I go to their puja room, first to plus, usually when I visit any devotee's house, first I will go to the puja room. I will see the book unsealed, unopened, not a single page read. Forget about reading, it's unsealed. I ask them, why? They say, Swamiji, we do puja every day, Swamiji. Hey, Bhagavad Gita is supposed to be read and digested, lived. You keep the pot full of nectar and do puja whole day. Will you become immortal? Hey, you need to drink it. You need to digest it. You need to make it as part of you. Today I am going to reveal to you Sadhana Chatushtaya, 4 powerful sacred emotions that have the capacity to make you experience Paramashivatva and whatever you want instantly. The good news is you can trigger them. The great news is you can do it today. All you need is you need to trigger them and let them express through you with total intensity. Listen, your emotions are not obstacles on the spiritual path, and they are certainly not mere psychological weakness. When consciously directed, they possess the power to completely restructure your consciousness. Sometimes it does not take years of disciplined practice to change your direction in life. It only takes one authentic emotional breakthrough. And that breakthrough can absolutely happen to you today. Listen, in my own life, I have seen these 4 emotions not only giving me enlightenment, ultimate Paramashivatva, I have seen in my disciples' life, whoever uses these 4 emotions, they achieve the ultimate. The 4 sacred emotions I want you to understand and unfold. before you manifest. I want you to manifest Vairagya. The first, Vairagya. The sacred disgust with unconscious living. Vairagya, the sacred disgust with unconscious living. Viveka, the decisive discrimination between the eternal and temporary. The decision, the deciding power is Viveka. Mumukshutva, the burning desire for the ultimate truth. Burning desire for the ultimate truth and Drida Sankalpa Nishta, the unshakable resolve that never gives up until self-realization is complete. Listen. Understand these 4 words. Disgust. Vairagya, the sacred disgust for the unconscious living. Viveka, the decisive discrimination. Discriminating decision power. Mumukshutva, burning desire for the ultimate truth. Drida Sankalpanishta, unshakable resolve that never gives up until the self-realization is complete. Understand clearly? Adi Shankaracharya himself, in the opening verses of the Viveka Chudamani, named these exact 4 as Sadhana Chatushtaya. The 4-fold qualification without which no sincere seeker can truly walk the path of self-knowledge. What I am revealing to you today is that these are not dry philosophical categories. They are the very same 4 inner movements ordinary people already use every day to chase wealth, status, success, anything you want. Today, I am showing you how these same 4 fires, rightly directed, become the engine that carries you straight into the living state of Paramashiva. Behind all 4 of these emotions is the fifth force, action, sadhana, without which even the most sacred emotion remains nothing more than a beautiful lifeless seed lying dormant in the soil. The beginning of the spirituality is not finding new answers. It is finally asking the right question. Listen. The first sacred fire, the sacred emotion is vairagya, spiritual disgust, sacred disgust, the powerful inner cry that finally declares, I have had enough of living unconscious. I have had enough of living unconscious. I have had enough of living unconsciously. Vairagya is not depression. It is not escapism. It is not hatred of life. It is the piercing clarity of seeing that your current unconscious patterns are simply too small a container for the infinite being that you are truly are. You truly are. Vairagya is not hating life. It is refusing to ask small things to do the job of God. Look at something very ordinary. You buy a phone. You are excited for 2 days. You are happy. On the third day, you are checking whether a newer model has arrived. You wanted the phone. You got the phone. Now you want the cover. Now you want the better cover. Then you discover someone else has a better phone. And suddenly yesterday's dream device has become today's evidence of your suffering. The object changes. The structure of the mind never changes. You got the relationship. Then you get the fear of losing it. You get the position. Then you get the burden of maintaining it. The world does not merely give you objects. The world gives you responsibility. The world gives you the responsibility of protecting the objects. Ask yourself honestly, am I living my life or am I maintaining a collection of things I once believed would make me happy? That question is vairagya, beginning to awaken. Adi Shankaracharya lists vairagya as the first of the 4 essential qualifications of the sadhana chatushtaya. See, the book he names it as a Viveka Chudamani. But the first qualification he describes is vairagya. That's a funny thing. He did not name the book as Vairagya Chudamani. He names the book as Viveka Chudamani. But when he lists the 4 qualifications, the sacred emotions which can enlighten you right away, the first he lists as Vairagya. The first he spells out as Vairagya. Our own tradition is full of ordinary human beings in whom this fire exploded like lightning. Like lightning. I can give you the list. Arunagirinadar, Pattinattar, Valmiki, Tulsidas, Nachiketa, Dhruva. I can give you the long list. Arunagirinadar was so disgusted by his life that he claimed the temple tower at Tiruvannamalai to end his life in despair. In that very moment, Subramanya caught him and turned his sacred disgust into enlightenment and manifested the ecstatic devotional poetry of Tiruppugal through him. Then Valmiki, he was just forest highway robber, the highway which is moving through forest. He was just forest highway robber. Ratnakara was cracked open by a single question from Maharshi Narada. When Narada asked, would his family share in the sins of his crimes, the answer of no ignited Vairagya, so total that he sat unmoving in meditation until an anthill grew over his body, and from it emerged the sage who gave the world the Ramayana. Pattinattar, a wealthy merchant, saw a message left behind by his son. காதற்ற ஊசியும் வாராதுகான் கடைவழிக்கே. That single word shattered him completely. Means that even the broken needle which can't be used for stitching, that every needle will have a ear where you put the thread, that thread hole, the needle which is not useful, because the moment the thread hole is broken, the needle will not be useful for anything. Even that needle will not come with you forever. Even that you cannot take with you. That one statement. காதற்ற ஊசியும் வாராதுகான் கடைவழிக்கே. The Vairagya awakened in Pattinattar. Angulimala, a feared killer, wearing a garland of human fingers, met Buddha face to face and seeing Buddha's compassion, his own violence became unbearable for him. That Vairagya got triggered. He woke up. The Vairagya is awakened. Bhartrhari, the king poet, disillusioned by the hollow nature of a love he trusted completely, and walked away from his throne to write Vairagya Sadaka. Yajnavalkya, at the height of his worldly success, distributed all his wealth and walked into the forest. Not because he failed at life, because he had succeeded at it fully enough to see through it and His Vairagya got awakened. Kabir, Sant Kabir, a simple weaver, looked at the religious pretensions of his time and said, I do not see God in either of your houses. Turning his disgust towards the hollow ritual into some of the most direct devotional poetry in our language, he became enlightened. The day you become genuinely disgusted with your own laziness in meditation, your half-hearted sadhana, and your habit of postponing, your liberation to someday, that day marks the true beginning of your life as a sincere seeker. Paramashiva Swarupa is such. The moment you understand, he takes over. You don't need to meditate. You don't need to concentrate. You don't need to hold the bhava. You don't need to hold the space. The moment you understand, he takes over. Shravana, Manana, Nididhyasana, he takes over you and you are in Paramukti. Paramamukti. Listen intensely. When you are focusing on the source, when you are completely centered on observing the observer, witnessing the witness, on the source of who you are, in that Swarupa, Paramashiva lives as Swarupa Tirumeni. That Swarupa Tirumeni is what is the creator, sustainer. He is the rejuvenator and he pulls you out of delusion and he liberates. Listen. What I am teaching you is the highest Uttama Uttamottama sadhana. Just if you understand, it can take over. Even if you understand, actually, if you start observing the observer, you will see how what do you want manifest, because the observing consciousness is not a passive dead matter. It's a very active, high frequency cosmic source. It just manifests what you want. All you need is only one thing. By focusing, observing the observer, if you even experience once or twice, what you want is manifesting miraculously. You will be so enamored that source consciousness, that supreme consciousness will take over you. Listen, once you see the gym is making your body as you want, the biceps growing, abs, shoulders. Naturally, the gym takes over you. Once you see the pranayama strengthens your inner organs, and after the pranayama, your face becomes fresh, eyes become sharp, all the senses are so alive. Once you see the result, then pranayama takes over you. Nobody needs to push you. You start doing it. You feel it as your part, your life. You are here for that. I tell you, exactly same. Exactly same way. Even once you focus on the source, observing the observer, witnessing the witness, whatever you want starts manifesting miraculously. Simply that your Swarupa takes over you. Paramashiva is inside your Swarupa, having Swarupa Tirumeni. The supernal effulgence, super conscious form. I tell you, this Chaturmasya, this 4 months till the Navaratri, all of you focus on this Swarupa, Swarupa Tirumeni of Paramashiva, and take refuge in Paramashiva's Swarupa Tirumeni and enrich the world with this Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo initiative of Kailasa. Listen. Paramashiva's Kailasa's Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo is not just about providing a safe haven like good food, good shelter, good clothes, and good medical care, good lifestyle. No. It provides good food, good shelter, good clothes, good care, good medical care, all of it. And it provides the real Abhayam ecosystem where you can completely take refuge at the Swarupa Tirumeni of Paramashiva and become Paramashiva. Providing this ecosystem is the ultimate Abhayam Sarvabhutebhyo. Projects, purpose and fulfillment. So understand, take refuge into the Swarupa Tirumeni of Paramashiva and enrich the world with Abhayam Sarvabhudebhyo initiative, all the Kailasavasis, Rajya Sabha members, Chit Sabha members, reach out to every homeless shelter in your country. Reach out to every homeless person in your country. Reach out to your government that Kailasa is providing refuge for all. You need to know even the rich countries, many rich countries, common man can't afford health care. How many of you know? 92% of Americans have delayed or avoided medical care because of the cost. Listen, just within last 48 hours, there was an article, there was a news in Vian, WION. They say 92% of the surveyed adults have delayed or avoided medical care because of the cost. The survey have done over 1,500 US adults by a financial services firm. It found with young adults being the worst affected. According to the study, more than 94% of those in the age group of 18 to 28 have said that they have put off treatment for financial reasons. Followed by Americans between 29 and 44 years of age. The report says that the findings have highlighted a growing disconnect between having health insurance and feeling financially protected. The rising medical bills are allegedly pushing many American families to postpone treatment, cut back on essential spending, or fall into debt. Gender also plays a big role, and according to the study, women are more likely than men to delay medical care. Age and insurance status has further influenced those decisions. An uninsured, listen, according to a February 2026 analysis by a healthcare marketplace, an uninsured visit to a doctor office costs an average of $171 in US across major US cities. The financial strain is completely widespread. Around 85% of Americans say that they carry medical debt. A February poll by an American not-for-profit organization estimates total medical debt at $220 billion US dollar, or nearly about 960 USD for every adult with medical debt. A 2025 survey by the same American not-for-profit organization has found that nearly 1 out of 5 adults said that their health deteriorated after skipping a doctor's visit. Amongst the people in the age group of 64 and younger, that the number has jumped to 42%. Prescription medicines are also becoming less and less affordable. Another study by the American not-for-profit organization has found 31% of adults had switched to over-the-counter medicines because prescription drugs were simply too expensive. 19% admitted skipping doses or splitting pills to make their medication last longer. Healthcare costs across the United States are reportedly also rising amidst higher inflation. So listen, millions are suffering. You may think how Kailasa can afford to provide all this, because we found the dharmic way of living with the natural law of the cosmos. So natural law of the cosmos, listen, when you live in the natural law, with the natural law of the cosmos, you will be naturally awe with the cosmos, and whether physical health, mental health, emotional health, relationships, all that happens in such a supernatural way or naturally superb way, we are able to afford to give refuge for all. So, all Rajya Sabha members, Chit Sabha members, initiated disciples, Kailasavasis, take this as a Guru walk. This Chaturmasya, Swarupa Samadhi, Paramashiva Swarupa Samadhi, take complete refuge in Paramashiva Swarupa and enrich the whole world with this Abhayam Sarvabhudebhyo initiative. This is the message from Paramashiva directly from Mahakailasa for this Chaturmasya. Focus your life on this too. Blessings to every one of you. I want you to understand about how many different directions your love already flows in a single day, like your ordinary human love. Just sit with this question. Love for your mother who raised you, love for your father who provided everything for you, love for your children who depend on you, love for your profession which gives your life meaning, love for a particular art, love for a friend, love for your nation, your language, your home, your shrine. And there are many more. Your movie hero, your celebrity, your sports star. Every day, in fact, your heart is pouring itself out into dozen directions and you barely know. Listen. I am not saying all this love is fake. No. All of these loves are real. Don't you see people give their life for the celebrities they love? None of them are fake. Please understand that. I am not dismissing your love for your mother or for your child or for your country. I am not mocking it. Every one of those love is a real current of living energy flowing through your heart. But look honestly now, in how many of these relationships do you experience all four things together at the same time? Total love, total respect, total trust, total surrender. Actually, Narada defines this. Narada's Bhakti Sutra 1. Chaitanya's 6 Goswamis. Actually, Chaitanya himself has not written any book other than only one stotra. But Chaitanya's 6 disciples, I'm talking about the Sri Krishna Chaitanya, a great incarnation of Krishna and Radha together. He had 6 Goswami disciples. They elaborately talk about Bhakti. And of course, Jnana Sambandar and Tirunavukkarasar, Sundarar, Manikavasar, all of them. See, this 4 dimensions: total love, total respect, reverence, total trust, total surrender. Think deeply before you answer. You may love your children completely, but you do not surrender your life decision to them. You may trust your doctor completely with your body, but you do not necessarily love him. You may respect your boss, but ask yourself, will you surrender to him the way you would surrender to your own mother? No. You may revere your national leader, but will you trust him with the last, most private secret of your heart? This is not a flaw in you. Please do not beat yourself up over this. This is simply how ordinary human love is designed. This is the mind. This is the way your emotions function. Scattered, compartmentalized, given in fragments to different people for different reasons. Every compartment has its own condition, its own tiny contract, its own invisible asterisk its own invisible fine prints. Conditions apply its own invisible fine prints. Only in one relationship in the whole of existence. Listen carefully. Only in one relationship in the whole of existence, all four of these, love, respect, trust, and surrender, come together completely, without condition, without compartment, without that invisible asterisk. That relationship is with the living Guru. Listen. But before we go there, I want you to understand your love for your mother is one door. Your love for your nation is another door. Your love for your profession, your friend, even to many of your pains. I don't know how many of you understand. You love your pains. Many times you love your victimhood. You love to get sympathy from others by playing victim card. When someone you love is far away, even that pain that comes due to the separation, you love that. Every one of these is a legitimate door through which Bhakti can enter and ripen. Understand? That is why some of the greatest liberators, enlightenment givers, like Chaitanya Mahaprabhu or Jnana Sambandar, Appar, Sundarar, Manikya, that 6 Goswamis of Chaitanya Mahaprabhu's disciples, that Srila Rupa Goswami, Srila Sanatana Goswami, Srila Raghunatha Das Goswami, Srila Gopal Bhatt Goswami, Srila Jiva Goswami, Srila Raghunath Bhatt Goswami. Understand? These 6 Goswamis and Chaitanya and this Dasa Parampara, Kanagadasa, Vittaladasa, Purandaradasa, these people, these Das Parampara Bhaktas liberated 1,000 times more number of people liberated by any acharyas. I am not disrespecting any acharyas. I am stating the fact. Any of the intellectual acharyas, the philosophical acharyas, the number of people those acharyas liberated, and the number of people these Bhakti Sampradaya saints liberated, I can very comfortably say this Bhakti Sampradaya saints liberated at least 1,000 times more number of people than the intellectual philosophical acharyas. Chaitanya or Radha Vallabha, Vallabhacharya, all of them are very clear. Bhakti can enter through any one of these doors. That is why Bhagavatam and Ramakrishna elaborately explains you can experience bhakti in the mother love or the son and mother love or daughter and mother love. You can experience God even through the love you have for your mother or the love you have for your baby, the love you have for your spouse. Because any one of these doors can receive bhakti. Bhakti can enter through any one of these doors and can ripen. Nothing you have ever felt was wrong kind of love. Understand? I am repeating. Nothing ever you felt was wrong kind of love. It was simply not yet directed at the higher frequency, to the higher frequency. That's all. It was simply not yet directed at the one who could ripen it fully. That's all. A man told his wife, I trust you completely, I respect you deeply, and I love you infinitely. His wife smiled and said, that's beautiful, but I am still checking your phone today. We laugh because we recognize it instantly. Our ordinary love always carries a small, invisible asterisk, a condition, a secret boundary, a fine print, conditions apply. What I am describing today is the love with no asterisk at all. Listen. When that love with no asterisk, you don't even ask for enlightenment. Muktiyum vende. You don't even ask for enlightenment. Just absolute love for the sake of love. What Chaitanya describes or what Tirunavukar Sivaruman describes, that's a beautiful Devaram verse also. Muktiyum vende. How the Alvars sing. பச்சைமா மலைபோல் மேனி பவளவாய் கமலச்சிங்கன் அச்சுதா அமர் ஏரே ஆயிரம் கொழுந்தே என்னும் இச்சுவை தவிர யான் போய் இந்திர லோகமாளும் அச்சுவை பெரினும் வேண்டேன் அரங்கமான கருளான். We don't want even that. The power to rule the Indraloka. That love with no asterisk. No fine print. That is what I am describing. Let me explain to you in full. This word I already used, mudirchi, because this one Tamil word carries the entire architecture of today's satsang. Tamil, mudirchi means ripening, ripen. The exact process by which a raw green mango still hanging on the branch, slowly under the sun over time, becomes fully, fragrantly, completely itself sweet, golden, ready to fall, that fully ripened. Please understand that green mango is not deficient, but it is not yet finished. It has everything inside it, but it simply has not yet ripened into the form that drops naturally into your hand. Our Bhakti traditions maps this exact ripening onto the human body itself through what we call the Chakras, the energy centers along the spine, each one governing a different quality of experience. Anahata, the heart center, is where the ordinary human love is born. The love for your mother, your child, your friend, your nation. It's real. But it is still mixed with fear, expectation, insecurity. As this love matures, it rises toward Vishuddhi, the throat center, and starts expressing itself outward as prayer, as song, as unstoppable urge to sing the glories of what you love, the artistic expression. When love really matures at Anahata, the Vishuddhi opens on its own. You begin to chant, you begin to speak, you begin to overflow with praise. That is what is Vishuddhi activating. How many of you have the problem that your friends, family, spouse, or people around you tell the moment you open your mouth all the time, it is all about your Swamiji, your Swamiji, your Swamiji. Can you stop torturing? If you heard this from your friends, from your family, be very clear, your Vishuddhi is awakened. If people around you tell you all the time you are praising your Swamiji, stop it. It means you don't even bother whether they are ready to receive or listen. You are just singing your Vishuddhi, your devotion, your energy. When it raises further to Anya, the third eye center, where love becomes vision, responsibility. You no longer merely feel love, you begin to see the beloved everywhere, in everything, in every face that passes you on the street, in every leaf, in every stranger. Like Bharadiyar sings, Kakkai Chiraginile Nandalala, Undan Kariya Niram Tondrudayya Nandalala. பார்க்கும் இடங்களெல்லாம் நந்தலாலா உந்தன் பச்சை நிறம் தோன்றுதையே நந்தலாலா. And when that same love finally rises all the way to Sahasrara, the crown center, and overflows every boundary, no longer flows flowing towards one object, but simply flowing. That overflowing, when it lands as total devotion to a living Guru, is what we call mudirchi. This is not metaphor. This is literal, physiological, energetic journey. Your own love is capable of making the exact same journey I went through with Arunagiri Yogeshwara and many of the great Bhakti saints elaborately described in the Bhakti literatures. Now, even neuroscientists are confirming, whoever studied the activation of ascending energy center, even they are confirming with the spiritual awakening, that conscious love, your whole brain gets rearranged and reorganized. Tirumoolar gives a beautiful, just 2 words. Anbe Shivam. Love itself is Shiva. Love is Shiva. Not love leads to Shiva. Not love helps you reach Shiva. Love itself is Shiva. The raw material and the final destination are declared in 2 syllables to be the same substance. Please understand, this is not poetry. This is alchemistry. The thing you already are is the thing you are seeking to become. The thing you already are is the thing you are seeking to become. Tirumoolar says beautifully, Anbum Shivamum Irandenbar Arivilar, Anbe Shivam Avadu Arum Arigilar, Anbil Amaranda Shivam Avadum Arinde, Anbe Shivamai Amarndirundeni. Anbum Shivamum Irandenbar Arivilar, Anbe Shivamavadu Arum Arigilar, Anbil Amaranda Shivam Avadum Arinde, Anbe Shivamai Amarndirunde. The ignorant say love and Shiva are 2. None understand that love itself becomes Shiva. Knowing that Shiva dwells within love, I have rested as love itself, which is Shiva. This 4-line verse is the entire arc of today's satsang. Beautifully sung by Tirumoolar. Ordinary love, ripening and one mudirchi in its complete form. Everything I am about to say to you today is already declared in these 4 lines. Now, I must tell you something most people in the spiritual world do not want to hear, because it disturbs a very comfortable fantasy. The fantasy that one bhakti will simply fall on you from the sky like a lottery ticket and you will wake up transformed. Please understand that fantasy is the spiritual equivalent of buying a gym membership and expecting the body to show up by itself, and all the time watching the pornography and rolling on the bed expecting the baby to be born by itself. I tell you plainly, bhakti is not the feeling that arrives by accident. Bhakti is a conscious muscle. Exactly like a muscle, it must be trained consciously, progressively, and daily built. You already know this from your own gym. Nobody walks in on the first day and lifts the heaviest weight in the room. No. You start light. You repeat. And slowly, only slowly, the muscle grows. Strong enough to lift what once seemed impossible. But listen carefully. When I say you train and build the conscious muscle, do not think it is linear, where today you lift 2 kilos, 4 days later you lift 3 kilos. No. But it can explode. When you consciously start building, even if 1 or 2 black cages inside, when it breaks, bhakti can explode. And you have a breakthrough. You start training your inner space to hold devotion, and it multiplies. Just like an autocatalytic reaction in the chemistry, the more product you produce, the faster it catalyzes its own further production. You start loving the Guru, and that love generates more loving. And that love generates more love. You start chanting, and each chant makes the next chant deeper, sweeter, and devotional. This is the difference between training a muscle in gym and training the muscle of consciousness. Consciousness is autocatalytic. It accelerates. Krishna says beautifully, adachittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mayistiram abhyasa yogena tato mam ichchaptum dhananjaya. Adachittam samadhatum na shaknoshi mayistiram abhyasa yogena tato mam ichchaptum dhananjaya. If you are unable to fix your mind steadily on me, then seek to reach me through Abhyasa Yoga, the yoga of repeated practice, O Dhananjaya. Abhyasepya asamartosi matkarma paramo bhava matartam abhikarmani kurvan siddhim avapsyasi. And if you are unable even to practice that, can be devoted to action for my sake alone, performing even ordinary actions for my sake, you shall attain perfection. Krishna does not demand perfect love on day one. That is why the Atma Linga is given to you. Even ordinary, whatever you eat, offer it to Atma Linga and then eat. You don't even need to take it out. Can you just be hanging in your neck? Before the food, show it to him. Yes, please accept. Now I am taking your prasada, eat. Before drinking, just show and then drink. Anything, just offer it to him and do. This will build and manifest devotion. The Bhagavata Purana gives the exact same graded training program. In the words of Prahlada, Prahlada speaks to his childhood friend. Shravanam Kirtanam Vishnu, Smaranam Pada Sevanam, Archanam Vandanam Dasyam, Sakyam Atma Nivedanam. Hearing, chanting, remembering, serving his feet, worshipping, offering prostrations, servitude, friendship, and the total offering of oneself, these 9 in progression are the forms of Bhakti. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnoho, Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. Hearing, chanting, remembering, serving his feet, worshipping, offering prostration, servitude, friendship, and the total offering of oneself. These 9 in progression are the forms of Bhakti. Notice here. Prahlada starts with something as simple as Shravanam. Just listening. And ends with Atma Nivedanam. Total self-surrender. Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnohu Smaranam, Padasevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. But actually, by the time you cross all these, all your patterns will be destroyed. If your patterns are strong, you will be just ejected out. I've seen many people, they run away and then, oh, because of my pattern, I ran away. Then they come back. They actually beg to be accepted back. I say, all right, let's give the chance, one more chance. They come back again. That pattern triggers, they run away. When you run away due to your strong pattern, the biggest problem is neither you can come back, and especially when you leave the body, you will be so fragile. You will be just swallowed by the hell. You will not be able to consciously hold the bhakti. And when you leave the body, you will not offer yourself at the feet of Guru, surrender to the Guru so he can just take you to KAILASA and give you the Paramatma oneness. At that moment also you will eject and run away. Because And due to this pattern, you ran away multiple times. That pattern has now become very strong. If you choose for Guru, patterns will get destroyed, Guru Bhakti will get strengthened. If you choose for pattern, Guru Bhakti will be destroyed, patterns will be strengthened. Actually, what Prahlada says, Shravanam, Kirtanam, Vishnu, Smaranam, Pada Sevanam, Archanam, Vandanam, Dasyam, Sakyam, Atma Nivedanam. This is not even completely 9 separate. This is like one staircase, one training program from your very first sincere hearing, listening, all the way up to the boiling point where you become one with Paramashiva, or that complete enlightenment. முக்தியும் வேண்டேன் உயர் மூவர்கள் பதமும் வேண்டேன் சித்தியும் வேண்டேன் யோகத் திறப்பதும் வேண்டேன் யோகா நித்தமும் உனக்கே அன்பு நிலைத்ததுமே யாதும் கெட்டு சுத்தமாய் இருப்பதொன்றே சுகம் எனக் கண்டேன் யோகா. Understand, Sanatana Hindu Dharma, our ancient rishis, our Bhakti Sampradaya masters knew this so deeply that it built this training into a child's life from the very cradle, not waiting for adulthood. In Vaishnava household of Tamil Nadu, every young girl and boy, even today, is taught to sing Andal's Tiruppavi through the entire month of Margazhi. In Shiva households, the Tiruvambavi. These verses chanted daily, so that by the time the child grows up, devotion is not a concept, it's a muscle memory. In Maharashtra, there is a tradition called Varkari tradition, carried by the saints like Tukaram, Sant Jnaneshwar, Namadev, which built devotion directly into daily labor. Mothers sang Tukaram's abhangas while grinding grain, while sweeping the floor, so that the child's very first memories of home were soaked in the rhythm of Bhakti. Why? If you go to Varanasi, all those people who sweep the ghats early morning, they will be singing Tulsi and sweeping ghat, means Tulsi Charitmanas. They will be chanting Tulsi, the Tulsi Charitmanas, and sweeping the ghat. Actually, whatever little Tulsi I know, I learnt it in Kashi Ghats from those sweepers. Every morning when they sweep, they sing Ramcharitmanas. By listening, I learnt little. Same way, this Gaudiya Vaishnava households in Bengal and Orissa, children grow up chanting the Nama Kirtana, Nama Sankirtana. From the time they can barely speak, Kirtan is not an occasional festival activity. It is the daily background sound of the home. The child's first lullaby is the Lord's name. Their first lullaby is conscious stirring in the muscle before the mind even knows it. In In Tamil Saiva homes, the Devaram, the sacred hymns of Devaram and Tiruvasagam and Tirumurai, it's not that an auspicious days are rarely. It's like a daily lifestyle. Even while sitting together as a family, these all sung. So the child simply absorbs devotion. Child absorbs devotion the way it absorbs its own mother tongue without ever being formally taught. I must also tell you something from my own life, because this training is not ancient history. It happened to me personally as a child. My own guru, Nithyananda, asked me as a small boy to walk around the Arunachala hill every single night before sleeping. Dark, narrow forest path in those days. Every day, every night, I will sing Arunachala stotras and walk around. So understand, actually one day when I was walking like that, few hyenas surrounded me. I screamed, Arunachala. Then immediately he himself has appeared and drove all the hyenas out and saved me. It becomes your muscle memory. That one instruction built a muscle in me that I still carry. Please understand this. She was a master alchemist who knew exactly what concentration of catalyst was needed to ignite the autocatalytic reaction that would never stop. I'll expand on this Bhakti more detail in further satsangs. Today, I have beautiful two great digital gifts from KAILASA for all of you. First is spirituality relevant in our time digital book, and the second is Bhairava Yantra. Receive it and enjoy it. Blessings. Be blissful. Blessings.
श्रीकैलासोन्नतद्वादशान्तश्यामलापीठारूढ श्रीमीनाक्षि सुन्दरेश्वरा भिन्नस्वरूप परशिवपुत्ररत्न कुमार गुरुमण्यतुल्यावतार श्रीपार्वतीस्तन्यपानलब्धदिव्यज्ञान विश्रुतसकलनिगमागमसारभूत द्राविडवेद प्रवक्त्रे श्रीमत्परमशिवकरुणासमधिगत मुक्तामय चतुरश्रयान गीयमान छत्रचामर श्रीचिह्नकाहलादि समस्त बिरदावल्यलङ्कृत ज्ञान विज्ञान चक्रवर्ती सर्वजन संघ सद्यो निर्वाण दीक्षा व्ययापवर्गवर्ष विश्राण जीमूत परमत कलभ केसरी शैव सिद्धांत स्थापनाचार्य श्रीराजाधिराज पांड्य महाराज गुरु क्षपण शाक्यादि महांधकार निवारण ज्ञान भानु वीक्षणानर्हार्ह ध्वजोच्छेदन पूर्वक श्रीमद्वृषभध्वज स्थापक शैव समय कर्त्रे सर्वज्ञ पीठारूढ़ श्री जगद्गुरु श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक स्वामी वागीश सुंदर माणिक्य वाचक स्वामिनाम् अवतार भूत श्री ज्ञान संबंध स्वामी पुनरुद्धृत श्यामला पीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रिनवत्युत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान अरुणगिरि योगीश्वर परंपरागत अरुणाचल सर्वज्ञ पीठ गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत कांची कैलास सर्वज्ञ पीठ त्रयस्त्रिंशदुत्तर द्विशततम गुरु महासन्निधान नित्योत्सव नित्य मंगल नित्य कल्याण नित्य रजित कैलास परंपरागत आदि कैलास नित्यानंद पीठ महासंस्थान महासिंहासन पीठ कर्तः साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कैलास परंपरागत वैवस्वत मनु इक्ष्वाकु हरिश्चंद्र भगीरथ श्रीरामचंद्र शूरसेन इत्यादि अनवच्छिन्न सार्वभौम चक्रवर्ती परंपरागत चतुष्षष्टि योगिनी मंडित चतुष्षष्टि संप्रदाय प्रवर्तक मनुधर्म शासन सूर्यवंश प्राप्त सर्वज्ञ पीठ सुरांगी साम्राज्य मूर्धाभिषिक्त चूड़ामणे साक्षात् श्री परमशिव समुद्भूत कपिल महागुरु पुनरुद्धृत महानिर्वाणि पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री महामंडलेश्वर साक्षात् श्री परमशिव सिंहासनाभिषिक्त समस्त गणनायक श्री महागणपति समारंभ अनवच्छिन्न पीठाधीश्वर गुरु परंपरा प्राप्त अटल पीठ अष्टोत्तर सहस्र श्री अटल पीठाधीश्वर धर्म मुक्ति स्वर्गपुर स्वर्ण पीठ त्रयोविंश गुरु महासन्निधान कैलास परंपरागत आदिपीठ सर्वज्ञ पीठ जगद्गुरो श्री कैलास पुनरुद्धारक श्री कैलास परमाचार्य श्रीमत्परमहंस परिव्राजकाचार्य वर्य सच्चिदानंद प्रणव स्वरूप श्रोत्रिय ब्रह्मनिष्ठ श्रीमज्जगद्गुरु श्रील श्री भगवत् श्री नित्यानंद परमशिव श्री ज्ञान संबंध देशिक परमाचार्य स्वामिन् अत्रागत्य परिपाल्य च अस्मान् विज्ञानवितरणेन विजयी भव जय जय।